Good, happy Monday morning, April 25th, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Monday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to, so let's get started right now. First up, family of Concord couple in double homicide case thanks officials describing how couple met. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health. Specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
Yeah, Grace, that's right. We actually just heard from the brother of Stephen Reed, who issued a statement to News 9. He described his brother and his sister-in-law as humanitarians who enjoyed the outdoors. They enjoyed being active, and they had just settled in Concord 3 years ago for their retirement. Now, the family obviously devastated by this tragedy, but in the meantime, many questions remain tonight as authorities have not updated us on their investigation since Friday.
A very unusual thing to happen in Concord.
Still many questions left unanswered tonight as Concord Police and the New Hampshire Attorney General's office continue investigating the double homicide, which left Stephen and Wendy Reed of Concord dead.
It's very unsettling for this community. I'm 61 and I can't recall a situation like this in, a very long time.
The Reeds went for a walk near their home Monday and never returned. Their bodies were found Thursday off the broken ground trails, with the medical examiner's office declaring they had both died from multiple gunshot wounds.
I have a lot of confidence in our police department. There are multiple agencies sort of investigating this. So it's got the community's full attention.
City Councilor Fred Keach comes from a law enforcement background and also serves on Concord's safety board.
And it's very unusual that a victim of homicide doesn't know the assailant.
While he does not fear for the public's safety, he does have some questions.
It's just so unusual for an incident like this to happen in Concord.
According to the police department's data, there was only one homicide in Concord in all of 2020, and a total of 8 since 2016.
I'm completely confident that they will investigate it and come to a conclusion and hopefully share what they can when they can, because, as you point out, there's just so many questions.
And again, Concord City Councilors tell us they are not aware of any extra police details in wake of that tragedy, but they do tell us they expect to find out more information from authorities in the upcoming days. But again, News 9 did just receive that statement from the Reed family. I'll send it back to Grace in studio with more on that.
Scott, thank you. And here's a more complete look at that statement on behalf of the whole family. It begins with a thank you to law enforcement for all the work they're doing to learn more about the Reed's death. And it goes on to describe how the two met when Steve returned from a stint in the Peace Corps. The couple continued humanitarian work for more than 30 years before returning to Steve's home of New Hampshire to retire. The family is asking anyone with information that could be helpful to the investigation to come forward.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Merrimack boy receives prosthetic leg donation after amputation battle with cancer. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health. Specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
Last year, Aiden Collier was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, an aggressive soft tissue cancer. His battle resulting in the amputation of his lower right leg.
We really adapted to the idea of if we have to lose a part of him to keep the rest of him, then so be it.
Aiden's mom, Samantha, says the 9-year-olds use general prosthetics. Still, moving around could be difficult. But on Sunday, a donation from the Born to Run Foundation, an organization that's presented 18 prosthetics to people who need them.
We are going to donate this blade to Aiden so that he is able to live a full life and be active and do the things that kids like to do.
The blade is a specialty prosthetic leg that's more running friendly. It's something insurance doesn't cover, Samantha says.
We know that we would have never been able to give this to him without the help of the Born to Run Foundation.
Now, Aiden says he's excited to get active again, especially to play basketball.
And Aiden, tell us what you're going to do with your blade the first time you put it on.
Try to run.
What an inspiration. Samantha says there's no sign of cancer in Aiden. He's scheduled to finish up chemo in mid-July.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Helicopter makes Mount Washington landing on rare and calm day. Let's take a look in the video.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health. Specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
All right, take a look at this. Some cool shots from Mount Washington Observatory today. A rare calm day on the summit let a Coast Guard helicopter make a landing. Pretty neat. It was part of a training run, but that pilot got these unforgettable views. We're getting a look ahead at the week.
Wow, very cool indeed. Nice and clear up there and calm. Cool, cool, cool. Elijah's Army organizing road race, pushing for new state laws to keep kids safe. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health. Specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
MJ Morrison is the non-biological aunt of Elijah Lewis, the 5-year-old boy from Merrimack who went missing last fall and was later found dead, buried in a small Massachusetts town. Now MJ is the leader of Eli's Army, a group of people fighting in his memory.
It's still growing, and everyone is still, supporting him and his loved ones so much right now.
MJ says the group is in the process of organizing a 5K road race for the fall. The purpose of that race is to provide funding for an even bigger project, building a playground sandbox in Elijah's honor.
Eli loved playing in the dirt with his cars and trucks. So we're doing a sandbox that will have, actual trucks there for the kids in the area to play with.
Eli's Army is also fighting for change in the form of the Elijah Lewis Law. MJ is looking for sponsorship in the legislature to help change some DCYF policies to state law, which would require them to act in certain circumstances. For example, if a child is missing from school for more than 1 month or misses pediatrician appointments, MJ says DCYF must confirm that the child is safe before closing any assessment.
They have to do that technically, but they're not following up on it. And that's how kids are falling through the cracks.
Both initiatives are in their very early stages. MJ says they still need to get approval from the town of Merrimack for that sandbox, which they hope to build in the Veterans Park area. They're also hoping some businesses will step up to sponsor October's road race and help keep Elijah's memory alive.
I am just beginning my fight for so many kids out there. I feel like we have so much more work to do.
In Merrimack, Jason King, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Car crashes into tractor trailer and catches fire on I-93. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Are you looking for a rewarding career with purpose? Join our dynamic team that's dedicated to making a difference. Bring your talent to Riverbend Community Mental Health. Specialized behavioral health by providers who truly care.
And we're also learning new details about a second overnight crash in the Queen City. A motorcycle on Hayward Street collided with the New Hampshire State Police cruiser traveling on Willow Street. The two troopers in the cruiser were later released from the hospital. The motorcyclist, identified as William Herbert, has non-life-threatening injuries. He now faces a DWI charge. And this was the scene on 93 South in Hooksett this morning. According to New Hampshire State Police, a tractor-trailer unit was driving in the right lane when an SUV attempted to change lanes. The car ended up under a tractor-trailer and bouncing directly toward a rock wall, where it later burst into flames. The driver of the SUV was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Public health officials express concern over rise in COVID-19 cases. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Tonight, some public health officials are expressing strong concern as 29 states and Puerto Rico are seeing increases of at least 10% in new COVID cases. Hospitalizations nationwide are on the rises just days after a judge struck down the federal mask mandates. ABC's Phil Lipoff is in Chicago for us tonight with Americans trying to navigate the uncertainty ahead.
Tonight, COVID cases on a steady rise again across the country, bringing back concern from some, frustration from others. A slight uptick in hospital admissions as well, nationally up nearly 11%. 29 states and Puerto Rico now also reporting individual upticks.
The numbers are still relatively low, but I want to emphasize that could all change tomorrow, and that's what the public is not willing to hear.
A federal judge this week striking down the federal travel mask mandate, troubling some like Uber driver John Shepard.
I just believe that it's too early to be taking away a small thing that helps prevent illness and death in so many people, like a piece of cloth across your face.
The Department of Justice is appealing that decision. Colleges and universities, especially in the Northeast, seeing more transmission, reinstating a number of virus preventative measures, including indoor mask mandates.
I would say kind of a comforting feeling that they were back, but almost like too little too late since our cases had already spiked.
Also in D.C., Howard University is moving away from in-person learning as final exams approach. In Houston, at Rice University, masks are now required in classrooms and large parties have been canceled on campus.
Certain communities are experiencing, an increase related to the BA2 variant, and schools need to adapt to that increasing amount of transmission.
Still, Dr. Brownstein says the best protection is to be fully vaccinated and boosted. But in New York City, the Manhattan Borough president tweeting these statistics, saying there are 3.4 million New Yorkers who completed their primary vax series but never got their booster. And the latest CDC data shows more than 100 million Americans have already received their first COVID-19 booster shot. But that same data shows that more than half of those eligible for the shot, and that's 91 million Americans, have yet to get it. Lindsay?
Phil, thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye.